What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Dance Floor. My name is Gina Driven, and today I have a very, very special guest with me. I have known this woman for a very long time. I keep saying very, but we're not that old. So let's lead with that, okay? So today we're going to be talking about the road to the big game, making a pro team, a professional sports team, and all of that today. This is going to be a two-parter, guys. So I've got two very special guests, her being one of them, and I'm not going to tell you who the other person is, so you're going to have to wait and tune back in to check. But anyway, introducing her, she is the choreographer of the Allen Americans Ice Angels and also the choreographer and director of the NBA Dallas Mavericks D-Town crew, hip-hop instructor at Center for Dance, and she's also a former Dallas Maverick dancer and choreographer, Dallas Desperados. If you know, you know, then you're a real one when I say that, and choreographer as well, and then one of the master choreographers for the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders. If I've said all of this and by now you still don't know who I'm talking about, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, give it up for Miss Stephanie.
Thank you.
What's up, y'all? I am so excited. I finally get her in front of a camera, in front of a microphone. This is huge. If you don't know Stephanie Dibiase, guys, you need to know her. You need to know her. Stephanie is one of those people who I believe she rears dancers. Like, she takes them under her wing. She actually puts in the time, the work to train them, to mama her. People who are on teams with her, they don't call her mama for no reason, because she's just mama to a lot of people, and she just loves on them. She not only teaches them dance, I don't know how else to say it. She's just she just loves on them, and it's so great. And how she manages two teams right now is still beyond me. I thought I was busy, and then there's Stephanie busy. So
I love you. You're so sweet.
Yes. Anyway, Miss Stephanie, tell the people about yourself.
Yes, thank you, first of all, for having me. So she basically said kind of who I am and what I'm about. I've been in the industry for, again, we're not old, 22 years-ish. I've been blessed to be able to do what I love. I teach at the center, like she says. I have 3 kids. I'm a single mom, and I do it all, and I would not change a thing. This is my passion. This is my purpose. And I knew it once I took, and we'll talk about that in a minute, a dance class from a legend in the Dallas area.
Say it again,
The legend, Gino Johnson.
Gino Johnson,
yes.
Another person that you need to know.
Yes, amen. So anyway, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to, share my journey and my insight and my do's and don'ts of this crazy dance world we have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, how did you get started in dance? You just mentioned Gino.
Yes.
So y'all get ready for a little history lesson. I know some of this, so I'll let her tell it.
Let me fix my eyelash real quick. Okay.
This is real.
Yeah, got to fix the lash. So I got a late start in dance. Went through high school and did cheerleading, competitive, always looked forward to the dance part moving forward. I went to 2 years of community college, was bored off my booty, and took a class with Gino Johnson. And I was like, oh gosh, I get chills thinking about it right now. This is what I want to do. So I joined a company with him called Planet Funk.
Hey.
And right, who doesn't remember Planet Funk? And then he encouraged me to start teaching. I started teaching, and from there it just kind of flourished. And I talked to my parents, and I said, you know what? Hey, I want to teach dance for a living. Like, this is not just a hobby. Like, I felt it from every fiber. And telling your parent that you want to teach dance for a living doesn't really settle with them. They're like,
Shout out to the parents.
corporate, college.
Yes.
Okay, so I said, you know what? Just give me 1 month. One month.
1 month.
And if it doesn't work out, at least I tried.
Yeah.
And here we are, several years later, doing what I love. So don't ever give up. We need to get up, but don't ever give up. And know that you don't have to have 1,000 years of dance experience to pursue being a choreographer and being a dance instructor, being a director.
Yes.
You just got to believe. You got to trust.
That's so real. My mom could not, till this day, I think it's still throws her off that this is the path that I chose. I remember the first time that we kind of realized that this was not like traditional work, and traditional office life was just not my thing.
Yeah.
And when I told her I was going to be dancing for a while, she was just like, okay, well, can you at least like finish school? Can you do this? Can you
Yeah.
do that? And I was like, oh no, I don't want to do all that.
Yeah.
But she did push. She did the best she could. And my last day of my last corporate gig. I'm sorry, corporate job.
There we go.
Was the first day of my first very big paying job as a dancer and a choreographer. I literally left the office. It was February 28th, 2014. I will never forget that day. And I drove off and I drove to the set of my first big, what do you call it, dance video. And I shot 3 of them that week. It was great. And I got to hire my friends to do it. It was so fun.
Go.
Anyway, all that to say,
Yeah.
you got to do it. Stay the course.
Yeah, stay the course. And it's. I was teaching at another iconic studio that is no longer around, Dallas Powerhouse.
Yes.
Everybody in Dallas knows Dallas Powerhouse. That's when I auditioned for the Dallas Mavericks and danced for them for a couple years, and then went to Desperados, and then decided that I wanted to take a break from that and wanted to teach, and I got to travel and do all kinds of fun things, and then I got an opportunity to coach the Allen Ice Angels, which I'm in my 11th season now.
You heard that right, 11th
It's
season.
crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? And then moving forward, the Mavericks decided to kind of go a different route for a little bit, and then they realized that the fans were like, we want that entertainment back, and so they decided to put a little different spin on it, do a different edge than what it was prior, and they reached out to me, and I was honored, and it was a process because it happened during COVID. Fun fact, we were behind the scenes practicing, and
Freaking
nobody
COVID.
knew. And then, I know, right? And then it finally came to fruition, and it feels amazing, and it's crazy too because my first year on Mavericks was the first year, or the year, that Mark Cuban bought the team.
Nice.
And now it's like full circle. And it's like, wow.
Those are the best moments when you get
Crazy.
to like, you sow so much seed in one season of your life, and then you get to see it come back around to you, and you're like, oh my gosh, like this is awesome.
Yeah.
Man. Anyway,
It's really cool.
I
So I'm
love
having a
it.
great time.
That is good.
Yeah.
Guys, the conversations we're about to have, I always tell you when you listen, take notes if you can. You know what I'm saying? I don't just bring people to you that are just, their stories are great. However, the lessons that they have learned they're priceless, and they're sharing them with you. It's not very often not every one of you listening are going to have the opportunity to sit down with a Stephanie or a DJ like in one of the other episodes, but you just got to sit with them right now. So take what they're telling you, and then when you can, follow them on social media. They share their stories, they share what they do, and listen, dive in, hone in. And I said this, I think, at one point in time, reach out to them. Those of you that are into mentorship, I know that they'll be interested in that. If there's a charge, you got to pay your price. Okay. Invest in yourself.
I love you.
Now, you mentioned that you do consider dance your purpose. Now, did you
Yes.
always start off knowing that? I mean, obviously, once you got into it, you were like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this is my thing.
No, I just went through life like I thought you were supposed to, right? Got out of high school. I will say the one regret that I have is not going to college. So go to college, people. That's the one regret that I have. But in the same breath, I'm doing what I love.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. I just knew that when I was in high school and we got to compete and we had choreographers come in for the dance part, I was like, yes, let's do this. But just knew that I enjoyed it, you know? And then I went to community college for 2 years and was bored, like we talked about earlier. Got with Planet Funk, and I just became engulfed in it. That was my happy place. And then I just studied how Gino taught, and I was like, I want to do this. And so once I started diving into it, I knew a couple months into it, this is my purpose. It's not a hobby, and that's what I approached.
That's so good. Now, a little bit something about Gino. Gino is also very much the kind of person that will really he doesn't just tell you go do something. He will guide you through it. There's a huge difference. He's a mentor type person. And Gino, if you ever get to hear this, I hope you know how many lives that you have touched and how many people that you have influenced. The reason why I do what I do today is also in great part to Gino Johnson, because I remember when we were dancing back in the day of what was it? Urban Dance Production. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, if you were part of that team, you know who you are.
Yeah.
I still have photographs of that. And I started teaching adult classes, and he was like, you've got to pick, Gina. You're trying to do all of this right now. You've got to pick, find your niche, do this, do that. And when I did that, everything made sense, and it came together. But he walked me through that. He didn't just, there are people who are going to tell you what to do, and then there are people who are going to guide you. That's a mentor. That's somebody, and you have to listen to them, though. Some of you guys take the whole mentorship thing a little bit too casual. Like, you mentor me, I'm great. And then you get there, the mentor tells you what to do, and you're like, I don't want to do that. That's not how that works. Sorry.
No.
Mentor tells you to do, you do. Okay. So you currently manage 2 teams.
I do.
And how are you able to do that and be a mama of 3? I get to see a little bit of her life at the studio because we're both at the center. So
Yes.
Tell the good people.
I will tell the good people. And it sounds cliche, but it's balance. When you do what you love, you can't complain. Does it get overwhelming sometimes? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have to talk to myself, which I know we both do.
Girl,
right?
listen.
Okay.
That self-talk is important.
Yes. I am as far as like a planner, I have to write stuff down. I can't put it in my phone. I also have incredible leaders on my team that keep me in check with, teaching my 10 classes a week, running 2 teams, doing games, being a mom. And I mean, honestly, by the grace of God, I just make it work. And I don't allow myself to get overwhelmed or get too tired because I'm just on a rush.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I'm blessed. I just am. So I make it work, and I have a great, incredible support system.
She just said something we've talked about before on a few podcasts before today. She has a great team. Get your tribe right.
Yes.
Get your pack right. The people that surround you, my pastor says this, your alignment is going to come before your assignment. And I've seen that function in her life really, really well. Stephanie, her name's not Stephanie, oh my gosh, look, black girl, blonde. Is it Brittany?
Blonde.
Sorry, not blonde, praise the
What?
Lord. Black girl, tall.
My team?
Yes, D-Town crew.
Brittany.
Brittany. See?
Brittany.
See all that? This is real.
Teamwork right there.
Praise the Lord. Okay.
Is that a game show?
Yes.
We just had? Okay.
Guess the dancer. Brittany, if you watch this, we love you.
Yes.
I love you. And I'm sorry that I forgot your name.
She'll be fine.
Brittany is amazing. And that alignment with Stephanie happened before she got to be where she's at. I think about Sasha. Alignment is everything. Get your team right, get your pack right, get your fam right, whatever you call it, get your circle right.
Yes.
And it's people that you can trust. I was injured for 2.5 months. I didn't teach any of my classes, but my squad, get your squad right.
They had your back.
Came in, they had my back,
your
and
back.
things didn't fall. So when you get to have a lot of people, a lot of leaders do not get to lead by themselves. They don't get to have the life that they have. They don't get to do all the things. She can walk. I don't know when you guys are going to watch this, but as we're filming this today, she's got almost 10 games coming up in 1 week, like a 1 week period
Facts.
of time. Don't ask her how she's going to do that, but I'm pretty sure there's a team that's going to surround her and make sure that it happens.
Yeah.
So get your pack right,
It
get your
is.
squad
That's-
right, whatever you got to call it.
Repeat
get
that.
it right.
Because it's so a huge part of the puzzle in
Yes.
being successful with what we do.
One of the biggest things that I always try to remind myself too is like when you're trying to balance your passion and your purpose, the first thing you have to remember is you have to always think about your alignment. There's no way to balance passion and purpose without alignment. Ask anybody that's ever made anything. If your dream is only as big as you're doing it wrong. You're not dreaming big enough. Your dreams, your ambition, everything should be a lot bigger than who you are. Think big. It has to spread to the, to everybody and duplicate yourself. She mentioned that earlier briefly. You have to duplicate yourself when you leave us. When you are in a position when you're leaving, think about how many people does it take? Like right now, it's probably going to take at least 5 Stephanies to do her job. But she's bringing people alongside her
Yes.
that in the event that she's no longer functioning in that role, she can usher them into the next role. That's kind of what. Do you know how many people? She's talked about Gino. Do you know how many people Gino has impacted in this city? The handprint, the fingerprint of Gino Johnson is on a lot of dancers, but that's because he duplicated himself in different ways in each of us. So,
Very well said.
Anyway, I'm gonna keep it moving. We're gonna go a little bit into the purpose of this podcast, which is I'm calling it The Road to the Big Game, Part 1. And one thing, obviously, Stephanie runs 2 teams, and I've been very, very fortunate and blessed to judge for her on both of those teams. And so a lot of you guys, when you audition for teams, right? So how do you prepare for the audition? I've seen a lot of people coming in. I remember one time we were sitting on a judging table, and we asked one of the
People auditioning.
Thank you.
Okay.
Praise the Lord.
I got you.
And they didn't know anything about the organization, and I believe it was a question about one of like the really famous players, and I'm going, you should know that, but you didn't. So
Yeah.
Ms. Stephanie, tell the people how to prepare for.
So,
An
yes, thank you. So, and again, it's real simple. You have to train. You have to do your research. You don't have to know every factual thing about the organization, but you need to know some key components of it. You have to know some key components of it. Do your research on the team. Are they hardcore hip hop based? Are they cheer pom based? Are they a little bit of both?
Are they jazz?
Are they jazzy? Are they a team that turns all the time? You have to do your research. Sorry, I'm like the worst at this. You have to do your research so that you can come in, presenting or giving that vibe that the team has been in the past. You have to train. Training never stops. You have a very small window that you don't train. Also, don't train under just one instructor. Like, you get comfort. You get in that comfort zone. Like, I'm guilty, and I'm going to piggyback off of that. When I ever get to take class, I have to take from the right. I can't. I don't know if it's here. It's hard for me to learn.
I have a few people like that. What's up, Jacqueline?
From the
I'm gonna
left.
need you to switch spots, girl.
So when you go, train as much as you can. Get as much knowledge as you can. When I'm teaching classes, I always tell, whether they're little or adults, professional teams, whatever, your brain is like a sponge. Absorb as much as you can. Take notes. Is your foot doing what they're doing? Because when you go into an audition, yes, it's great to have the choreography done, but as a director, choreographer, they're going to be looking for specifics.
Yeah.
Are they looking for specifics? So do your training. Ask questions. If there is a Q&A at the end, anybody have any questions? Ask questions. Know that there's never a dumb question. Make sure that you are, we might highlight on this later, in the dance world, especially in the pro world, you have to be physically fit.
Yeah.
You just have to be. And, I've had girls in the past on my teams that have gotten very comfortable throughout the season, and you have that little window of, not training, and then they go, oh, you know what? Oh, tryouts are in like 3 weeks. I need to get on my game. I need to get my life together. And you know what? They didn't get their life together in time.
Yeah.
I like my nails. They didn't get their life together in time. And so guess what? I love you, but you didn't put the work in and come back like a veteran, and you didn't make it.
Yeah.
And that's why I have my judging panel as well, because I may not always see everything.
Yeah.
So it's so great to get other judges' insight. So train, do your research, ask questions. If they're a team that wears red lipstick, you wear red lipstick. Me for one, you can ask any of my dancers. I am like, no go on red. You look amazing.
Oh, thanks,
but I don't like red lipstick. If your skin requires a little bit of color, get a little bit of color on it.
Yeah.
Cover your tattoos. Like, go over every team has notes of the do's and don'ts as far as your appearance, and don't come with a tattoo showing. Don't come with a nose ring. Don't come with a belly ring.
Listen, times have changed, y'all.
I know. It was allowed. When I tried out for Mavericks, girl, I had a belly ring on. Sure did. I did. Nobody said a thing.
Something. Dancers, I love y'all, but I need you to know something. When you're auditioning for a pro team, it's not just dance. It's a job. And you have to treat it as such. Just think about this. If you were going for a job interview with, say, for the admin section of, say, the Mavs organization, you would dress a certain way.
Absolutely.
You would hopefully research one, the position you're applying for, and two, the organization you're applying for. If you're not doing that, you're doing yourself a huge disservice.
I'll help you out with that.
You have to, praise the Lord. You have to. A lot of you guys are walking into these auditions just blind, and it's like, oh, this looks like fun. They look like I maybe went to a Mavs game and the dancers look so much fun. I want to audition. Okay, that's cute.
That's really cute.
Once the training starts, and let's say, praise the Lord, you make the team. You may not make it the whole season because you didn't prepare accordingly. You've got to prepare your mind, your body, everything, because it's a process, And please know what you are auditioning for. The organization, think about it this way: the organization may support something that you don't as a person.
Yeah.
And then you get there and you're like, oh shit, my bad, I didn't know this. But you should know that.
Yeah, and just like she said, you guys, it's a job. Like, it is required with every professional dance team that I know that you have to either be a student, have a regular job, and then dancing is another job. You can't just come on and dance.
It's
and
part-time.
It's treated like a job. And just like you were saying with the resume, your social media is your resume. It's the same thing as if you were going in. Yes, same thing if you're coming in with a resume. If you're going, one of the questions I have my judges ask is, if we pulled up your social media, is there anything you would need to explain? I mean, you are a brand, you're a representation of yourself, your teammates, and the organization. And I don't think it's talked about enough.
No, it's not. And one thing I want to, you talked about this a little bit ago. Like, if you decide to audition for a team 3 months before the audition date, I'm going to switch gears here. I need you to know something. You need to know your abilities and you need to know your capabilities. Not everybody can roll over on the audition day and make the team. There's very few people. There's always an exception to the rule. Some of you are like, hey, I've been training my whole life. I'm still fit. I feel like I'm auditioning today. About 98% of us can't do that. You have to train. So to prepare, she told you guys, the window of off season is about that big, depending on the team you want to audition for. And you also have to consider, if you don't have the stamina now, what makes you think you're going to have the stamina then? Yeah. You have to be prepared. Okay? So train. I can't say that enough. I'll come back to that in just a second. And another thing, so we talked about knowing your abilities. We talked about knowing your capabilities. Another thing I want to talk about, when you're training in these classes, how are you taking class? A lot of us come to these prep classes, and let's hope that you don't just come to the last prep class and that's the only one. Let's go ahead and establish that. I really hope when the prep classes start, you start going. Don't wait till the very last one and be like, I think I'm audition. Comes back to that preparation and knowing what you're auditioning for. So when you're taking class, let's touch on that. Who are the people that draw your eyes when you're when you're doing your prep classes?
That's a great question. I've had dancers that come in and can know the choreography back and front. Zero going up here.
Hello.
I can have somebody that's not hitting everything, but giving me life up here. So I say this in my class, they both play a part. Are you expected to have that choreography or that combo perfect? No. But if you're performing it, I'm going to watch you. And I always say, there's a huge difference between a dancer and a performer. Anybody,
oh, absolutely.
Anybody can dance, but can you perform? So if I've got, let's say we go in a group of 5, and I have 3 that are killing the choreography, but are just RBF up here, resting.
There you
We're gonna rest, and we're gonna rest later.
There you go.
Resting bitch face.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, are you all right?
Yeah.
You have to give something, and that's something that I know. Me personally, I teach in class of how to use your faces. Sometimes it can be a little awkward, but when you perform, this is a huge part of it. Especially now that we're having to mask up, you got to learn to work those eyes.
Yeah. Come on, Smiles.
You got to work your eyes.
Yes.
So I look for not necessarily always the perfect dancer, but it has to even out. Like dancing, I can fix, but performing, that needs to come from your soul.
Listen.
And be happy and let that come out. I can, if somebody is getting two 8 counts of the combination I took, but is having the time of their life, I'm going to applaud them. So again, it's just you have to give the same kind of life up here that you're giving down there.
Absolutely. If you're listening to this, if this is the first podcast of Beyond the Dance Floor, the first episode that you're ever listening to, I need you to hit pause right now, stop listening, and I need you to go back to episode 1. I define a dancer, choreographer, performer, all of that. Performers take they take a choreographer's work and they give it life. When you're watching a piece and what you feel, like if you're watching a dancer and she makes you want to get up and dance, that's a performer.
Yeah, sorry, keep going.
No, good.
I'm gonna
go for it.
Go, okay.
Do it.
No,
Yes, I love
I
this.
have something that I've used honestly for probably, we'll go with 10, maybe 12 years, and I call it the 3 Ps. And just like you were saying, if you ever watch somebody dance and you're watching them and your body just starts moving,
Yes.
it's because you're so into what they're doing. Number one, they're passionate about what they're doing. Okay, as a director, we look for that power. I need a powerhouse out there, right? So once you have that passion, that power, it's automatically going to come.
Absolutely.
Right? And then once you have that passion and the power, you are now put in the category of a performer, right? Passion plus power equals performer. And it sounds so simple, but it's so powerful.
Yes.
It starts with the passion. Once you get that passion, that power, without you even trying, is there.
That's so
And then
good.
now you are in the category of performer. And that's what we want to look for.
Passion plus power
Equals performer.
I'm gonna need
Boom,
you to write
boom.
it down.
Yes.
Come on, it's the 3 Ps.
Yes.
I'm gonna need you also
3
to trademark
Ps.
that. Okay.
Yes,
great.
I mean it's true though.
No, it is very
that's
true.
That's what you want, you know. You
Yeah.
want to, and you have to go into that mindset. I think as men and women, when you go on auditions, it's a I don't know of one person that doesn't get nervous. I even get.
Oh, no.
I get nervous teaching
Yes,
a combo. Like, please, Lord,
absolutely.
let everything come. But you really have to dig deep and you have to trust yourself. You have to trust the process and know, especially but when you're putting in all of that training, that you have something to offer. You know, you can't go, oh man, I want to do this team so bad. It's that word, but. Take the butts out. If
Yeah.
you get in that mindset, it's gonna take you back a little bit. You go in there going, you know what? I've been training, and I know I have something to offer.
Absolutely. But remember, she said, I've been training and I know I have something to offer. So please train, get ready, prepare yourself. Don't come
Prepare.
in here. Just prepare, okay?
Yeah.
You talked about performing and the people that stand out. And we're coming back to the class. We are all over the place there, but this is just...
It's because we're just
we're vibing right now.
We're vibing.
And I love it.
Yes.
I remember you were actually part of this judging panel because I remember us talking about it a while after the fact.
Okay.
This was one of my last 2 auditions before I hung up
Okay.
all the uniforms. I said, hey, because I was in a group of 5. It was for DCRB audition.
Okay.
And I bombed hard.
Hard. Ugh, that's the worst. We've all had that. It's like your stomach comes out of your mouth.
I forgot the choreo.
Okay.
Like there was no tomorrow. It was a mess. But I was in a group of 5.
Okay.
And even though I forgot the choreography, I was the only person in my group that made it to the next round. And when I came back and I asked them, they said, because even when you messed up, you performed and danced your little heart out, and
My point,
nobody could
exactly.
take their eyes off of you,
Yep.
so you made it. I said, let
Yeah.
me tell y'all something. Hair flip. Thank you very much. Sorry, friends, that we were all in the group together, but... And that's the thing. If you're gonna mess up big.
Good.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And I use that for a teaching moment till this day because that's key. I love to dance. Dance is my life. We get paid to do this, and sometimes I have to pinch myself. I'm like, I get paid to do this. Like, this is
Yeah.
such an honor. Like,
Yeah.
Because to me, I can dance in my sleep. I actually do dance in my sleep.
Oh
I'm
God,
sorry
isn't it so hard to
future
turn our
husband,
brains
love
off?
you. But I might be like breaking a little something while I'm sleeping. But it's so great. So when you're taking class, you have to perform. Don't come in marking. Y'all new generation dancers, again, love you, but quit marking. You ain't got it that good.
You don't mark until you're told to mark.
Come on. You guys come to take class and you're just like,
Can we get a water break?
what is that?
How much longer? Yeah, you know what? That's one thing, and that's one thing I'm trying to beat into my
She's
preach.
trying to beat it into y'all.
preach
Get
into
it.
their ears about the kids 15 years ago, like, God, class is over.
all that to say, y'all, when you are taking prep class, be prepared. Come in ready to work. There's no sense in you just showing up and then just half-stepping the whole way. Another thing that I want to mention is when you come to prep class, put on some makeup.
Put a little something on.
This is your audition time. Consider the prep class the audition, and consider the actual audition just a formality to get you to the team. Okay, you can't. Prep classes are getting, because there's so many people teaching right now. Prep classes are getting a little bit less and less and less and less. Okay, I just said that. So make sure that you are training. You are in those classes. You are in those prep classes. If Stephanie is offering 10 prep classes for Allen Ice Angels, get to all 10. It's an investment in you. It's an investment in where you want to be. Mm-hmm. So if you want to make the team, why only show up to the audition? You might be that diamond in the rough. Hey, God bless you. Ain't no judgment over here, honey. I know if I'm going to prep for a team, I got to start from the top. My last 2 auditions in Dallas, I told myself, I got myself probably in the best shape that I had, well, at the time, that I had ever been in. I made sure I had the right outfit. And I said, hey, you know what, Lord? I'm going to train hard. I'm going to give this everything I've got. And if I don't make the team, then I know that's not for me. But I managed my expectations. I went in with everything. I gave it everything I had. I trained, I prepped, I did it all. And I got there and I didn't make the team. I said, well, I know that's not my path. I'll just keep it moving. Now, some of you, I know you're like, hey, if I don't make it here, I'm going to try in another state. That's great. If that's what you want to do, we said it at the top. Don't stop. Keep going. Do it. I knew, for me, the conversation I had with the Lord, if I knew that was it, and I gave it up right then and there. Mm-hmm. Some of you have the same path. I've actually had this conversation with 1 or 2 of other dancers who are like, hey, I keep auditioning. I'm not making the team. I'm like, have you considered that maybe that's not for you? Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe that's just not the path, and choose something else. Don't get stuck sometimes in just the one thing. You guys realize dance is vast. We talked about this in a couple of episodes before. There are so many other career paths with dance. If you did not know this, please know this today. It doesn't have to be dancing for a pro league team. It doesn't have to be a backup dancer. It does not have to be solely owning a studio. There's so many paths with dance. Find what you're passionate about. Find what your purpose is. Whatever you do with passion and you do it well, that's your purpose. And go for that. Okay?
Very well said.
Go for that. Stop being, just because it looks good or just because my friend is doing it, I just want to go and I want to do it. You guys are you're going to make my friend's life hell, man. Stop doing that. Because y'all the people that are coming in here auditioning, making the team, and then not doing your job. Stop doing that. Okay? Praise the Lord. Okay.
Praise the Lord.
I'm not going to yell at you today. I love y'all. When you are prepping for a team, your outfit is such a huge part of the process. I remember back in the day when we would audition for teams, it was like you're showing up. You talked about Desperados. I remember people going in and buying the Desperados shirts and like cutting them up and then glittering them. It's like, you're going to see me looking good in your uniform is what you're going to do today.
Yeah.
But they don't do that these days. What's wrong with you?
No, we don't. Yeah. So the main or the go-to for audition uniforms is Dallas Wear.
Yes.
Dallas Wear. Yeah. Dallas Wear uniforms. Tara Saunders is the owner.
Tara.
Hi, Tara. Wonderful friend of both of ours.
Yes.
That's who to go to for your audition outfit to shine and look. You can custom make it. She also has sales around right before audition times. They've even come to the studio, Center for Dance, and set up shop, and you can come look on one of my classes. But that's the best, I would say, as far as audition wear. If it's not in your financial means to do that, pick a color that's good on you, and bling. Bling's always going to get you noticed.
And make sure you pick something that works for your body type.
I was going to say fits your body.
I know.
Fits your body.
Girls.
If you're not a small and you think that they want a small, don't wear small. Size doesn't matter. It's how you are
You got to look
proportioned.
healthy and look
And
like yourself.
also, get away from the scales. Number does not matter. It is how you look and how you feel. And I that's one thing, and it's that I would love to give a magic something to go. Girls, get off of the scale. it does not matter your number. If you are putting in the work, it's called prep for a reason, okay? If you are prepping from your, physique to your health, to your mental state, to training, dancing, that's why it's called prep.
Yes.
So stay away from the scale.
And I can't stress this enough, you guys. I always say this, be honest with yourself. A lot of us are living in this like la la land. I had an ex-boyfriend once called it Ginaville. Get away from that. My life changed when I became honest with myself in what I was honest about what I wanted to achieve. I was honest about how I was going to go about doing it and all of that, okay? Be honest with yourself and prepare. If you're honest with yourself, it will allow you the opportunity to actually prepare. It's an investment. You're applying for a job, okay? So come looking the part. If it's a team that allows you to, if their main uniform is like the D-Town crew, where it's like leggings, okay, show up in some leggings looking right, unless they tell you otherwise. Praise the Lord to the person who created high-waisted leggings. So if your if your midsection is not right, please go on ahead and wear the high-waisted leggings. We understand.
Yes.
But if the team uniform is shorts, why are you showing up in sweatpants? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Wear shorts. Do your research. Prepare. We keep saying this over and over. It's because we've seen this mistake happen every single year.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, you do. You have to play your part. And something that I've added in the last couple years in my prep classes is, 90% of the teams, you can't throw your hair up in a bun for auditions. You have to wear it down, and dancing with your hair down is a whole different ballgame.
Oh, you better learn how to choreography,
So I'll have, if you come in, and I'm guilty, I wear my hair in a bun 90% of the time. That's one of my New Year's resolutions I'm trying to break when I teach. But I'll say, take your ponytail down. I don't care if you've had a bun for 6 days. Take it down, because you have to learn. It's choreography. You have to learn how to dance with your hair down. So that's something that I do. About 15 minutes when I'm going round after round after round, they take their hair down, because you have to learn how to dance with your hair down.
Part of the investment with that whole thing, your image, how you present yourself, unfortunately for all of you, you guys know me, I'm going to be real with you. The professional dance and chair industry is image, all of that, because they're hiring you. It's not a bad thing. So hear this with love. It's not a bad thing presenting yourself in the right image. These companies, these organizations are hiring you to be the face of their organization. It's all image, okay? And that's real. So think about what you're putting forth. Think about your hair. You've got to think about your package. You are presenting yourself, and you're saying, this is what I look like. Hire me to talk about your organization, to dance for your organization, to represent your organization. And a lot of you, when we're done, a lot of us, we wear that with pride. Mm-hmm. So that investment you're making in yourself is going to come back to you if you do it right. Mm-hmm. Tenfold, because think about those who, if you make DCC, that goes with you for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
So when you're asking Kelly Finglass to look at you and pick you for her team, hey, honey, you got to present yourself right.
Mm-hmm. And go ahead.
No, I was about to say, if nobody on the Cowboys team got hair with bangs. So think about that before you come. Okay.
Yeah, no, and it's different entities. It's your hair, it's your physique, it's how you speak. Yes. I always say, hey, I've had dancers before that are like a different person when they dance, like energy plus, and then you talk to them and they're just kind of like this. I'm like, you have to have a personality, and some people are not as outgoing as the others, and that's okay. But in this industry, you have to be able to talk, and if you're not one of those people that talks like you and I always say you got to add a little block of cheese to your voice. You can't just talk like this. You can't just go like, you got to talk like this. Yes. It's just part of it. So know that everything plays a part. Your body, your personality, how you carry yourself, how you speak, the words that you use. Do you say hello when you see someone? Hello, how are you? I'm good, how are you?
That's a dying art. Y'all don't know how to say hello.
It's so simple. And that is one thing from day one. And I teach it with my littles too.
Same.
You be the first person to speak.
Absolutely.
Say hello. How are you? I'm great.
Y'all are getting mama lessons today.
No, yes, I'm mama bear.
Yes, if somebody walks into a space, say hello.
It's not talked about enough.
No.
Again, and just when you're nice to people, they're nice back. It's a simple thing that doesn't cost you anything.
Yes.
It's just your soul and being nice and speaking. Because when you do that to people, you're treated with kindness. And some people just don't get that nowadays. And it's sad. It makes me sad.
It's so sad.
Anyway.
Well, y'all, we can be here chopping up shop till tomorrow. Sorry, y'all. But real quick, I want to touch on fitness, because I know this is something that you are truly passionate about. So we actually experienced this in one of the auditions, and just from a judging perspective, I know she can tell when a dancer loses weight quickly versus when they lose it over time. This is why we're talking about preparing yourself, your body, top to bottom, everything, the whole package, right? So talk a little bit about the whole weight factor, because that's a huge thing.
It is, and it's an uncomfortable thing sometimes to talk about. I know it's uncomfortable for me as a director when, you know, I have somebody came in and was banging and took all the steps and then got comfortable, and then I have to go, you know what, I've got to put you out for a little bit. I need to get back and check. But it's real simple. Just do it the smart way. It's very obvious when you crash in the most horrible ways to get yourself to what, you know, you think is obtainable for the season, and then it's impossible. I've seen it, and it just, that's one thing that I wish that people would talk more about. It's real easy. Just put the right things in your body. They say you are what you eat, and that's true, but I want to tell you,
popcorn, guys.
I'm going to tell you,
Empty calories.
I'm cheese fries. No, but just if you are, and this is what I tell anybody that I'm training or that I'm just speaking to, be disciplined throughout the week. It makes a huge deal. Like for me right now, I'm adding a lot more water, and that's making a difference for me. Be disciplined about what you do. And on the weekends, if you want to have that little whatever, you have it. And then when it comes back Monday, you go back to your discipline. It is so good for your mind. It is so good for your soul. And you will see the results that are obtainable, that you can keep all year. If you go on these crash diets where you know, deprive yourself from this or that, it's going to be 10 times worse in the end.
Listen, if you lose it quick, you're going to gain it quick.
You're going to gain it twice back.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
and then you're on the team, and then you're benched for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
what's the point?
It's just, it's not worth it. It's not good for your mental. You're losing sleep. It's just not good. And there's so many meal prep meals out there now, companies that you can get. Just take care of your body, because in the realm of being on a team, and really with any athlete, you're burning so much calories in your rehearsals and your this. You need to feed your body.
Yeah.
You need to feed your body. So don't be the girl that goes the route that, you know, tries to do the quick fix, because it won't end well for you.
No.
And it won't. So just take care of your body and feed it with the right stuff, and you'll be good. You'll be gold.
As she's saying that, I'm reminded of something that I actually had to write in my planner this past week, because I'm on this new journey in life. And when I say be honest with yourself, I don't just preach that. I live that. And I literally had to sit down and do my recap of the week. And I had to write down, because this was my honesty bit, you are undisciplined in these areas of your life right now, and you have to fix it. Simple as that.
I love that.
You know,
you have to be honest with yourself.
Because if I keep going and going and going, oh no, that, like, I lack discipline in two areas right now. I won't put my whole business out there, but I'm working on it, and that's a good thing. I was like, okay, we're gonna fix it. But writing that down and allowing me to see that made me go, oh man, okay, well, I can't preach it if I don't, live it out. So that's very important. A lot of things that we have said, she mentioned meal prep just a little bit ago. You guys might be thinking, well, that's expensive. I don't have the money to do that. You can meal prep yourself.
Yep.
Discipline. If you want it bad enough, you will discipline yourself. My generation, people behind me, I don't know if it's X, Y, Z, A, B, C, whatever that is, love you. But there's a huge lack of discipline, because we're in this microwave culture right now. Everything 100%. Is so fast and it's so easy and whatever. You've got to put in the time. I would say, give or take, the amount of time it takes to prep for anything these days, especially for a team that involves image and all of that, give yourself 6 months to a year. You have to also remember, too, that you're coming up against people who this has been their entire life's mission, vision, dream, goal. And if you're just like, kind of like,
Yeah.
we'll be able to tell.
Yeah, you're either in or you're out.
Yeah.
You know, you're either in or you're out.
And so when you come and you have not put in the work and you're coming up against people that have been working, we can tell. And who do you think is going to make the team? So think about that when you're getting ready to audition. Last thing I want to touch on is social media. Oh, hey, because that's part of our life.
Yes, it is. Love it, hate it.
Hey, let me tell you, we have to post to be noticed or to be considered relevant, if you will. I suck at posting. I hate it.
It's exhausting.
Listen, when I look at my phone and people are like, when did you do that? I'm like, you didn't post about it. I shouldn't have to. It's my life. I was living in the moment, okay? But for those that are auditioning for teams, you got to clean up your social media. Even if it's private or some of y'all think you're slick and then you're like, I have two. One's my coochie one, one's my professional one. We going to find it.
Yeah, and that's one thing I am huge on, because just like you going into a corporate job, your job is your resume. Your social media is your resume. If you question a picture, take it off.
Listen.
If you have something that's funny between you and your best friend that your biggest fan is not going to understand,
take it down.
Take it off. And we all like to have fun, whatever. Be mindful. That's what I tell my dancers all the time. Be mindful of what you post. What's something funny or an inside joke between you and somebody might not get on your Instagram story for 24 hours. And guess what? It's there for 24 hours. Somebody's going to screenshot it, and then guess where it goes to? It goes to corporate. And then over one little silly thing, you're asked to go. And I hate that. I hate that for anybody. So be very, very mindful of your social media, of what you post. If your corporate person was to go and look at it, would it be okay? Same thing applies in the dance industry. If your director were to go and look at this and go, oh, why is she posing in a thong with her butt up?
And it's not part of the calendar shoot.
No.
Sorry, I love y'all.
No, you just gotta be mindful. That's the best way that I can say it, because one wrong social media post can ruin your career, and you don't want to be known as the girl that got let go because of her social media. Because if you go and audition, well, I'll just leave here and I'll go over here. 9 times out of 10, that director is going to see, oh, well, she danced for this person, and they're going to reach out to you and
Do
go,
you guys
hey,
really
let me
think
tell
that
you
they
about
don't
her.
talk?
Let me tell. What did you think about her? And it's an uncomfortable thing, but again, that person is a representation of where she was before, and if she had to be let go because of social media, chances are that person's probably not going to want to take on that responsibility either.
Listen, especially
it's
here in Dallas, you guys think that Dallas is so big that we don't all talk. Let me tell you something. The Dallas dance scene is not as big as you think it is.
Yeah.
Almost every director is in communication with each other. And if they're not, it's probably a difference of one person. And then they can be in communication with the other person. All it takes, like, hey, do you have so-and-so's number? Yes. Okay, pass it on. What do you think about this person? You guys have, I mean, like, there's research happening. Like if your audition application comes through and we're like, oh, they did this. Oh, okay, well, let me go. Hey, so and so's auditioning for me. What do you think? And if it's not a good rapport with the other person, what makes you think that the other person's going to want to take a chance on you?
Yeah. Just
when there's
mindful.
like 100 other people lined up outside with absolutely no extra background story, think about that. Okay, so just. If you, when in doubt, force quit. I learned that probably in like 6th or 7th grade from a math teacher. Shout out. And if it does not add up, if you're thinking about it and you're like, ooh, should I not, don't.
If it's questionable, don't post it.
What happened to the days of, taking, remember when we were on teams, they'd be like, oh, make sure you clear the table, don't put the drinks in the front, like if you have a drink, you put it behind your back. You guys don't care these days. You're just like,
and you just can't.
You can't do that.
You just can't.
Social media is a great tool if you use it the right way. Image is everything. You remember, like you're first and foremost a representative of yourself before you represent anybody else. And if the image that you present is not one that is appealing and healthy for whatever organization you are applying for, it's not going to work.
Rinse and repeat. So. Yeah, it's true.
Okay. Doesn't matter what state you go. she mentioned, hey, if it doesn't work over here, you might go to another state or another city to try out. I have news for you. Wherever you go, there you are. So if you leave yourself in Dallas thinking, hey, I'm going to go audition in Oklahoma, hey, you can go as far as Chicago if you would like, because it's a different climate. It's still you.
Yeah.
So if you're doing it here and you're not honest with yourself and you make that change here, you get to, go to Antarctica if you like. There you are. It's still you. And nothing changed, nothing changed here. What's going to change when you get there?
Make good choices, people. That's it.
Please do. Okay. As we wrap up,
yes.
What are 3 practical pieces of advice? And I know you've probably already said this, but we can kind of encapsulate on it. 3 pieces of advice you can give any aspiring pro league dancer, male or female.
Okay. Number 1, we've talked about it. Train. Train, train, train. Number 2, trust the process. Put in the work, not just in this area of your whole well-being going into whatever team you're going to. Number 3, do your research. Talk to other dancers. Make friends when you go in there.
Yeah.
Don't be the person that stands in the back.
Step out of your comfort zone.
Step out of your comfort zone. Be social. I know we talked about earlier. Stand in a spot that you're not used to. I know in my classes I'll say, okay, go to a completely different spot by a completely different person. Record yourself. This is more than 3. Sorry.
That's okay.
Record yourself. Go back and watch. I know as a dancer and choreographer.
Don't record it to post it.
No,
she didn't say post it. She
No,
said
I didn't say post it. Record
watch
it to watch. But go back and watch. I know there's times as a dancer choreographer, I'm like, oh, killed it. And I go back and I'm like, oh, I could have done this, this, and this.
That's me right now, y'all.
Watching yourself is the best form of bettering yourself, or it's not the best. It's one of the best forms of improving yourself. You can go back and watch, record it again. Oh, I did better this time. And then the last thing I want to say, and I think we're at 5.
That's okay.
Don't let negativity crush your soul. I know, like you said, there's a lot of kind people out here, but there's a lot of negative people. Whether it's somebody that you were coached under or whatever, or was teaching and said something that just like broke your soul. We've all experienced it.
Oh, yeah.
And it hurts and it sits with you forever, but don't let that define you moving to the next step. And just know that those are just words, and how you feel about yourself is way better than any negativity that was brought your way. Just know that they're just words, and don't let it steal your soul moving forward.
I'm going to I'm going to double tap that in just a second. You have to know who you are. That's that piece of becoming honest with yourself. There are a lot of people who will speak things over you, speak things into you. A lot of people don't know what they're even talking about, and they're going to say things about you that you're probably going to listen and go, that's not me. Don't let that sit into your soul. You have to just allow yourself the opportunity to let that go. Okay, you guys. So I asked her for 3. She gave you like 5. So I hope you wrote them down. I really hope you wrote them down. And I like to end with a little bit of a rapid fire here. She wasn't expecting this. I didn't tell her. I left it off the email. However, before we do our little rapid fire, real quick, Miss Stephanie, will you tell the people how to find you on the World Wide Web?
Yes. So you can find me on Instagram at Stephanie Dibiase. It's Stephanie Dibiase.
She a mama and a teacher. She spelled it for you.
That's right. That's right.
And of course, I'll tag her. So yeah.
Thank you, baby.
Sorry.
And then Facebook is the same. I do not do Twitter. Sorry, folks.
Okay, y'all. I just got back on Twitter.
I've never
It's
done
a mess.
Fun fact: I've never done it before.
You're not missing much.
I'm not.
I think
it's just
Twitter
another
is
thing
one
to
of
keep
those
up with.
things that like you have to. It's more newsy to me. Like I feel like it's
Don't
more
need
like
it.
for news people. You're not missing much. And then
Don't need
there's
it.
so many. I Snapchatted you. Can you just text me, please? So anyway, you can find her Instagram, Facebook at Stephanie Dibiase. Check her out. She's amazing. And I happen to have a little bit of intel. She's probably going to be teaching not very many pro prep classes in a few months. I will post that and talk about it when it comes. So make sure you're following her so you can get those as well. And then, of course, if you're following me, I will make sure that you get that information. She's not teaching a lot of them. She's not teaching a lot of them. So hop in the class when she's teaching. She's got 2 teams. I don't know what else to tell you. So if that's your dream, start preparing now. I cannot say it enough. It's an investment in yourself. If you're going, I don't have the money, start saving, okay? Start saving. Maybe this is not the year. Find somebody that may have a uniform that you like and go get, see if they'll let you borrow it or rent it for the day. Some of these dancers got like 10 of them uniforms in their closet. I don't know. Tara, do you rent uniforms? If you don't, you should probably consider that. I mean, COVID
Right?
and everything.
Yeah.
And you spray it down,
Whatever.
Lysol.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm starting to I think Lysol is permanent. The smell of
Oh
Lysol
my
is
God,
permanently engraved
seriously.
in my nostril. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's that smell? Oh, praise the Lord. COVID, we love you.
Yeah,
Not really.
go
We need
away.
you to go.
Go away.
Anywho, make sure you follow Stephanie, guys. And I hope this was very helpful information to you guys. I know it's long, but if you're still listening, good job. Way to go. And I hope you got
Yes.
some really great stuff out of it. So little rapid fire from Miss Stephanie. If you had to be a Disney character, which would you be?
Oh, snap. Oh, gosh. I would be Elsa.
Oh, let it snap. Come on,
I want-
ice queen over here.
Because I want really long hair, and I finally don't have my extensions, so I would be Elsa for sure.
Man, I miss my extension days,
I
man.
do too.
For the team. Oh,
That's
praise
okay.
the Lord. And what animal would you be in another life?
Ooh, a tiger.
I like that.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. Okay, if you could have unlimited supply of one thing, what would it be?
Snuffers cheese fries.
That's my girl. She love a cheese fry.
Once a week, still faithful.
Really?
I go once a week. It's
I
sad,
love it.
but
Hey, listen.
my cheat meal.
It's all good. If your life was a story, what would the title be?
oh gosh, perseverant.
Okay, I love that. What's your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Same, I love
Yep.
it. All right, cooking or takeout?
Oh, takeout, 1,000%.
She
Sorry,
said, "Girl, I ain't cooking nothing
I have
for
4
nobody."
go-tos for cooking. That's it.
I love it. Oh, that is so awesome. And then, what is the last thing you watched on TV?
TMZ. Sorry.
Gotta get her feel of
I got
of all the
with
social
all
gossip.
The,
I love it.
TMZ.
Keeps entertained.
Absolutely.
That's entertainment right there.
Oh, 100%.
That's so
Harvey
funny.
that sips on his drink the whole time.
I have to admit, guys, I don't watch much TV. If I do, it's like Disney Channel. Sue me later. I love Disney. I do. Hey, y'all, you guys have been amazing. If this is your first time checking it out, my name is Gina Driven. Shout out to Stephanie Dibiase for joining us. Her
Thank
handles
you.
are at Stephanie Dibiase on Instagram and also on Facebook. Check her out. And and I want to do a quick little shout out real quick just to a few people. We mentioned Gino Johnson. We love you. And also Tara Watson with Dallas Wear. I'll make sure that I include those people as well. And then who's your trainer? I always want to talk about him.
Yes. Sharif.
Yes.
How did
Shout
I
out.
not- Yeah.
Sharif.
Sharif at Evolve. He's
Yes.
the best trainer, and he specializes in training girls for pro dance teams. He's
Go
been my
see
trainer for 3 years now, going on 4.
Awesome. Okay. And then, of course, home base, Center for Dance. We love you.
Yes, we do.
Yes. Susan and everybody, Susan, Steven, and the whole Center for Dance team. You guys are amazing. Looking forward to continuing to do great work with that
Yes.
team. So,
Thanks for having me, babe.
yeah. Love
Love y'all.
y'all.
Take
Peace.
notes.
Yeah.